This is definitely a week of getting things done and pushing forward, but the way through that is not necessarily the simplest, Sagittarius. So let's talk about it. Sagittarius, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Please do apply any of the energies that are revealed during this tarot card reading to where they resonate in your life. It is your reading, after all. There's always an extended reading that I hope you guys will join me for, and the links to that are in the description box, right at the top of the description box below this video. As well, I will pin it to the top of the comment section so it's easier for you guys to find. We're going to get into these cards. What comes out centrally will be me being able to, will be cards that will help me unravel your current situation. What comes out in the past, it only comes out in the past because it has impacted and directly related to what's going on right now. And then we will project into the future. This is an entire reading, not just 10 minutes, not just 5 minutes. There's no quick, easy answers. So watch the whole reading, or you won't understand it. And then the extended will definitely add to that experience by breaking it down into details and specifics. So once again, I hope you can join me for that too. If you want to join me on my second YouTube channel, that's right, I have a second YouTube channel. It's called Astrology Motivation, and I go live there every single weekday for a general tarot card reading that I hope you guys will join me for. And if you just watch throughout the video sometime, there will be a link so you can get right to that channel. Hope to see you there too. Sagittarius, let's get into the astrology first. I'm going to sprinkle this whole reading with astrology. The astrology is really interesting this week because there's so much contention. There's a quincunx, there's between Jupiter and, there's a square between Jupiter and Venus. Venus is still conjunct to Mercury, and they're still conjunct to Mercury in Sagittarius. So there is this whole optimism about who you are and where your life is headed. And now it's getting there. And even though we're feeling like we're floating on cloud 9, there's also a sense of you're still living on Earth, and there's got to be measures that you take to break through and move forward. The most interesting aspect to Jupiter this week is some tension when it comes to the North Node. Oh, it's quincunx to the South Node, I believe. That's right. And some changes and tension that has to be resolved with the North Node and Uranus. What is that doing? It's saying that basically this is the week that you are able to tackle and get everything in line with issues or problems that you have had to confront. It could be as simple as, listen, you've welcomed in tremendous fortune last week. Now what are you going to do with it? How do you put it to work? And how do you be still enough to remain smart enough about it? Because it's great to be an optimist, and you should always be an optimist. You are a perpetual optimist. It's natural to Sagittarians, but there is a sense of how is this really going to work? How do I execute it? With the aspect to the South Node, there's a lot of resolving issues that you've always wanted to work through. There's a lot of resolving issues and letting go of the way things used to be, and realizing that you're moving on now, and you are not your past, you are your future. And what does your future look like? Well, it looks really beautiful, to be totally honest with you. But there are definitely things that you will be able to do this week. It's about work. This week you'll be able to work on things this week and get things done, pay old bills, right? Be able to work through, just particulars in life that maybe you had been unable to, I wouldn't say avoiding, but definitely been unable to face. So as much as it may feel like there's a lot to do this week, and there will be, it's actually quite beautiful energy. It's actually quite productive energy. And that's what it all amounts to. The astrology this week is being able to be productive in your abundance in order to move forward in the direction that perpetuates the abundance instead of drains it. Let's get into the cards to see the specifics on how this is playing out. We do have a transitional period, but it's saying take time. I love this. I love that this has come out. Slow and steady wins the race. Remember, the true optimist has faith, and faith is the winning weapon. Because what it says is, if you really have faith, you know that you don't have to rush at things. With these squares to Venus, there could be trying to rush at things and force things to happen, especially financially or in terms of how you look or how you feel about how you look. And that's not going to work. It's saying if you really believe in yourself and you know for certain, it's almost like saying you can be certain about this, Sagittarius. There is no reason to rush. Go step by step. It will happen. It may not feel like it's happening fast enough. Mars is still in retrograde after all. It's not going to feel fast. This isn't a fast time. But one step at a time, 1 inch a day is still movement forward. And if you truly have faith, you know what's yours is yours and can't be taken from you. So slow and steady wins the race is the suggested pace. It's also saying that this has been such a long time coming. There are transformations that will happen this week that you have been working on or working up to for a long time. But the transformation is actually here. This will be the first time you take flight, spread your wings, and go. A sense of being the butterfly now. But it's happened slowly. And it's saying let it happen slowly. And make these changes in your life one by one so that you see how they impact each other and how they stack up against each other, and so that you're not put into a situation where you end up draining yourself. It's almost like saying behave differently than you have before, because you are no longer who you were before and you don't want to be. This is about not being yourself, but this is about being the better version of yourself. You will start to see the actualization of something you have been working on for a while. It will be tangible to you. We'll get into what that is. Let spirit be your guide. This is having that aerial perspective. This is also in the past. So there were some sort of messages or insights, feelings or sensitivity that you had, that it's almost like you knew this was coming. And one of the ways that you know something is coming is that you decide to work on it. So listen, whatever it was, this was a faith-filled situation. And now it's here. And what's really interesting is, who do we become when everything we've prayed for comes to us? Because so much of the desire is in the not having. But here it is. And when it becomes real, does it have the same appeal? What does it feel like? And how do you work with it when it's not just a fantasy anymore? When it's actually something that's happening? Good news here, Sagittarius, is that here it is. You've seen this coming. You've seen this transition happening. It's happening. It's here. Let's get deeper into what that is. Magic works through you. Could have something to do with a child or a family member. This is Cancerian energy. Transference from the old stage of your life into the new stage of your life, but it's coming through you. So it's saying about actions you're taking. Okay? Use your mind wisely. So this is your cleverness, making something that you thought was impossible happening. It is going to happen through you. You are going to be the one, you're going to be the gatekeeper. Okay? All right, that's confirmed. And then we have you see clearly now. This is wisdom. How does it impact you though? For right now, let's say that the situation is clear and how you have to behave is very clear. There could be some tension this week with how others feel you should act in this situation. Stick to your guns. Freedom is yours. something is cleared up. And this was an impasse. This was a wall or a block, an obstacle. You're free of it now. Liberating yourself or others or both. Think on your feet, improvisation. This is you showing up in your own reading, which means this is a new situation for you. You've never been here before. Maybe you've never had this much influence. You've never had this many resources. You've never had the capabilities. But here you are. And then bring a gentle touch. Love. Love. Caring about somebody who is tender or gentle. This could be, once again, a youth. This could also be love in your life, or a new opportunity for something new to blossom. I think it's just you walking lightly and treading gently through this situation. We have our foundation. Let's get into our actual reading. What are the specifics here? Who are the particulars? We have Ace of Cups, your spouse. Once again, love, a new offer of love. I understand. You could be making a transition into some new relationship or new partnership or something new that you love, something new that you love to do. Other people around you might not be ready or may not have expected that you would be ready to act on this now. But you are. Timing is divine. Don't be ashamed of where you are, even if other people aren't there with you. It is definitely okay for you to behave and take the opportunities that are presented to you. I think the stress is in not being able to take others along or realizing that you can't take others along. But I will tell you this, you are taking others along by blazing the trail. Because they may not be in your car, you may not be driving them, but you are paving the path that will be there for them to take when they are ready. So yeah, you could be leaving somebody else behind, or this may be happening too quickly for you. We have the Ace of Pentacles, but it's in reverse. So this is missed opportunity. This is, it's almost like not valuing or not seeing the value, but we have the Ace of Cups upright. Why? 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 I don't know. Two of Cups and Six of Pentacles. You have a lot of offers on the table. You don't see the one of value, or the one it doesn't look like the way you think it's supposed to. You don't, it's like not coming to you in a big, large lump sum quantity. It's coming to you in little quantities and in little ways. And that could be deer spirit. And that could be slow and steady wins the race. This sense of the abundance is trickling in little pieces, or it's saying don't take a lump sum, maybe you're not ready for everything all at once. Go gently, slow and steady wins the race. There is partnership here. There is connection. Two of Cups is here. So it's about attraction or connection to somebody else. Somebody being, usually Two of Cups is an old friend, but doesn't have to be. This is definitely a new partnership. The cups are here, the love is here, but the resources may not be there to back it up. Your resources are going to come through your connectivity or connection to others, and they will trickle in. This is also a sense of being able to help somebody that doesn't have money, having the resources to be able to provide and care for. Could be a situation of paying it forward, knowing that somebody else is a good investment, or vice versa, them doing this for you. Eight of Pentacles is here. Somebody really respects your work and something that you have been working on, really working out, loving what you do, finding that you love what you do, and finding a way to get paid for doing what you love. This is really cool. Chariot is here. Chariot is here. This is once again Cancerian energy. You may be moving. or it has to do with a travel or a car going somewhere. Building it in some ways, working on your modes of transportation, or working on preparing yourself to move. That's really interesting. We have 8 of Cups here, but that's coming up a little bit in the future. Oh, no, it's Knight of Cups. So this was an offer that was given to you a while ago. I think that you may not have seen the value of it before, but now you do see the value of it. And there is this sense of moving forward. It's like you're realizing that you have to move forward even if the circumstances are completely perfect. You realize the opportunity in front of you. And that's what I see clearly now is. It's like I see clearly even though the path isn't clear. I see that the path isn't going to be clear. The space isn't going to be cleared until I clear it. So there's a sense of clearing out and helping or contributing to a circumstance that may need your assistance. But there is definitely... Who is this? Let's get these answers. Who is this? Who is this 2 of Cups? 4 of Cups. This is a person who was struggling to make a decision, wasn't certain or wasn't sure. Wheel of Fortune says that the divine timing is right. It's almost like you're coming to a situation where you want to say no even though you want to say yes, because you don't feel like it's the appropriate time to do something like this. I don't know why, we'll get to that. But it's like you don't feel like it's the appropriate time. You wanna not be interested, but you are interested. You can't help but consider. You have been thinking about this, but there's a sense of you don't want to. Why? Why? Okay. You can see that in the future it may mean that something is going to end, or you think that maybe in the future this means inevitably it's going to end, or all you can see is endings that have happened, and that's all you're thinking of, like the future is the ending, and that's not what it is. But there is an end in sight is what these 2 cards are saying. There is an end in sight. That's why you know to invest in it or take the energy in, because you know there's an end in sight, and that actually comforts you. There is that sense of like acceptance, or knowing that you're not going to have to keep this up for too long. That somebody isn't going to need help for that long, or that the situation isn't going to last a very long time, because what you see in the future is an ending or is a transformation. You're investing in, your ships are coming in, but this has to do with Scorpio, which is interesting because that is about endings. It is about death and rebirth or coming back. It's almost like you see a comeback. A good investment. It's like insider trading, to be honest with you. This is when you are able to spot the deal that other people cannot spot, because you see clearly where it's going and that there is going to be a transformation. This may be a person, this may be an opportunity, this may be I don't know what this is. Leave your comments below. Let me know how this is playing out. But it's like what you see in the future, what you see investing in is transformation, or you see the ending. So what is it? Why is this? What is the Death card? Please clarify the Death card here. The Death card is not death. It's a new beginning. It's almost like you realize that from this maybe bad or tragic or sudden thing that happened, this is a new life that's coming. All you could see at one time was death and destruction, or an ending, or a stop, or not being able to go. And now when you look into the future, you don't see that. You see the transcendence of it. You see the new beginning. You see the new start. So when you clarify the Death card and the Page of Wands comes out, it's talking about the rise. It's talking about the resurrection. It's not talking about the ending. So I think for the first time in a long time, you're starting to see something on the other side of something that came to an ending and you thought was going to be completely done and finished. But it's not done and finished now. For the first time, it's like the fog has cleared and you see that there is something on the horizon that's new. Let's see what that something is. I want to get into the moon cards just for a second. Sagittarius, please. This is really still very mysterious. The energy is gaining momentum. See, something new has just started. Is this a new love affair? It could very well be a new love affair or a beautiful new partnership that in some ways you frowned upon yourself because you think it's happening too soon, but you also understand that it's happening just at the right time. Guys, come on. A new romantic cycle begins. And romance can also, this is Libra energy, Venus, this could also be financial. So you are seeing a fantastic investment that you know in long term is going to work out extraordinarily well for you. Let's get into the depths of this because I really want to know more. The link is below. I'll see you in the extended.